Welcome back, you beautiful people. We are Gemma and Campbell, and in this week's video you are joining us in beautiful sunny Malta.
That's right, this week we've decided to completely empty our bank balances and we decided to see just how far our life savings are going to take us on this beautiful island. How much money have you got?
I've got about 40 euros.
Yeah, I've got about the same, 40 euros, sounds good.
In case you didn't realise, we absolutely love budget travel. So much so that we decided the best way to get around is in a box on wheels where you poo in the cupboard. Anyway, van life aside, we have always been on the lookout for ways to make any trip more affordable. From living for 4 months in a 2-man tent, to cycling the length of Italy simply to avoid the bus fares. You could say that budget is in our blood. Well, we are Scottish after all. It therefore seemed fitting that during our trip to Malta, we try and squeeze as much adventure out of one day on as little money as possible. That's accommodation, transport, food, and everything else, all for less than 40 euros. Is this possible? Well, with a sense of style like this, I'd have to say that anything is.
So, good morning everyone. After our beautiful sunset over Valletta last night, we just had to get up this morning and check out if there was going to be another nice sunrise. So we're down at Qawra Point, and it is shaping up to be an absolutely gorgeous one this morning.
And this one managed to get out of bed.
It actually wasn't that difficult.
It wasn't, was it?
No, I was buzzing to get out and see the sunrise. In fact, we were actually saying if we were in the UK, we'd be getting up at like 3:30.
It's impressive.
That's impressive. It feels so good to be up for sunrise again. And I mean, I don't know about you, but we are early risers and we just love it when the sun rises early, because then we can just get up, get a head start on our day. Feels good, feel a lot more awake. So roll on summer.
Now it's just time to head back to the hotel, get showered, get ready, because we've got a full day of adventures planned.
Let's not forget that.
Done that too many times in the past.
Alright, so when we're in Malta, we decided it was actually probably the best idea to rent a scooter for a couple of reasons. The first of which is basically the affordability of it. We realised that it only costs 15 euros a day to rent a scooter for the 2 weeks, plus a €100 deposit, which we should hopefully get back. What have you just done, Jim?
Well, I've just gone to open it and the keys snapped.
How many days have we had this for now? 3 days.
Literally can't trust us with anything. And the other reason is basically just how easy it makes everything. We don't need to rely on public transport, we can go wherever we want, whenever we want. And so we thought we'd make the most of that by heading across to the island of GOZO for the day and really exploring around that as much as possible. First things first though, it's time for a coffee.
How beautiful is this bay at St Paul's? This is one of our favourite kiosks to stop off and get breakfast. But whilst Campbell's getting the drinks, I thought I'd just update you a little bit on what we did the last time we went to GOZO. So this time we're taking the scooter, but the last time we actually used the hop-on hop-off bus service, which cost around £15. It takes about 2 hours to get round and you can just hop on, hop off. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They've got these all over the world. It was a great way to see the island, but it just didn't give us the flexibility that we will have this time, which is basically why we want to take the scooter.
Alright, here you go babe. 150 for a hot chocolate, 150 for a cappuccino. I honestly don't think I'll ever get over how good those prices are, and it's like a really good coffee as well.
That's an absolute bargain.
Okay, so it's a 25-minute scooter ride later. We're up at the GOZO terminal. Not entirely sure what we're looking for. There's like a queue of cars that are already queuing to get onto the ferry. It leaves in 10 minutes. We don't have a ticket yet, so Gemma's going to go and see if she can buy one. And yeah, I've got no idea where we should be.
Success.
Success. It's proper cheap.
How much was it?
Well, motorcycle and driver, return €8.15 and a single passenger €4.65.
That is an absolute bargain. I think Calmac in Scotland could definitely learn a thing or two from that.
I think most
Wow.
companies could.
This is actually, zoomed in. This is actually like so exciting. I feel like, I know I'm already on holiday technically, but I feel like I'm going on a proper little trip.
Yeah, I'm really buzzing. I can't wait to get back there. I feel like I'm kind of like merging GOZO with some of our South Australia trips, and I can picture one beach that I remember us swimming at, but I remember it being really beautiful and I can't wait to go back. I can see the fish.
And just on the ferry over you can just see a tiny glimpse of the water of the blue lagoon, and it looks absolutely incredible. So for anyone that doesn't actually know what Gozo is, it's basically one of the small islands at the top north west of Malta. And it's just kind of this rocky outcrop of an island with stunning beaches, a lot of history, and it's one of the places that you absolutely need to visit if you ever do come to Malta.
One of the main reasons for which is because of beaches just like that. Paradise on earth, babe. What would you say?
Absolutely. I want to go for a swim.
I think it's time for a swim. The only problem with these beaches is because it's like such a rocky island, there's rocks everywhere, so it's very difficult to actually find a sandy beach. Okay, so it turns out we are on a little bit of a time scale here because we do want to go for a swim. However, we've got these clouds. It's going to make it very cold in about 5 minutes, babe.
Now this time, let's pray for no jellyfish.
Yeah, last time we tried to do a swim in Malta was over in Paradise Bay on the mainland, and oh my god, jellyfish everywhere! Yeah, that happened. It's so clear.
It's amazing!
Warm?
No, it's not warm.
It's a big drop, so we just need to get in there and get it over with. Well done! We spent some time splashing around the crystal clear water before we finally got dressed once again and hit the road onto the ancient city of Victoria. As we made our way across the island, we were blown away by the beauty of the buildings here in Gozo, with some incredible structures seemingly plonked right in the middle of nowhere. On the drive there was also another aspect that was maybe not so good. Basically I drove this entire way to Victoria like this, because I don't know what it is about today, there's so many flies in the air.
I can actually see a big one in here.
Yes, literally. I was just driving along trying to chat to Gemma about directions, and it was just like because they were just like hitting my visor and going up and in my mouth and everything.
Oh, you must have been taking them all away from me then.
I know, I think so, shielding you.
So we have just stopped off in Victoria, which is the capital city, if you can call it that, of Gozo. And our plan for here is to find some ice cream.
Get some Cornish ice cream if you want to.
Yes, please.
All the way to Gozo. Get some Cornish.
I do love cream.
Now that looks a bit more like what we're looking for.
Ooh, yes, please. Is this the Cornish ice cream?
No, this is proper Italian ice cream. Let's go and get some of that.
Okay, this is what we're travelling
Yes.
for.
Can I get one scoop of the mango, please? Excuse me, what is the stracciatella? Just like chocolate chip.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for that one then, please.
And then one of the stracciatella as well.
The same to go?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at the size of those scoops.
You take my mask off.
Yeah, that was so funny. We were literally being served and it was like melting onto Gemma's fingers, but you couldn't lick it, could you? Because your mask was blocking.
I know. Ooh, that's nice actually.
Ooh. Right, let's go and find somewhere to eat these. You're
Yum.
enjoying that so much, you've got it all over your face.
I know. It's because I went to lick it off my finger and I've smushed it, and now I can't even clean my food.
There's a park just up here we'll go and sit at.
So how is it?
So good.
The
Give
size
me, like,
of that scoop.
I know, massive, isn't it? All like hanging off the edge.
I know, it's like proper. I was
Good
expecting
ice
it to be really creamy, but it's mine is more like a mango sorbet. So it's really refreshing, really light. And €2 for a cone. That's not bad. In like the capital touristy city, and a place that says classic Italian ice cream. I was expecting it to be like a tourist trap, but yeah. Lovely.
I can't stop eating it to talk because it's going to melt.
I know. It's a race against time now.
The shop, it's 19.99 here, this. Then you
I'm just looking at the moment.
You saw you coming from an absolute mile off, didn't you?
I don't need a scarf. Sometimes I think I do.
Well, tell that to your
warm.
bloody wardrobe then. Honestly, in the van at home back in Scotland, about 6 scarves in the cupboard.
Then your spatula for the van.
Yep. It's PG rated channel this.
I'm not even entirely sure where we are right now. We just kind of got lost in amongst all these winding little streets, but like every single turn is just like, wow, look at that lane,
Yeah.
wow, look at that lane. Everywhere is just so aesthetic and
I
beautiful.
love the stone coloured walls as well, like, and all the
It's so
like
bright.
the bright doors and
Yeah.
little balconies. It's lovely.
Okay, so exploring around the Cittadella area, which is behind me. It's basically an old big castle, €5 entry. We're not really in the mood for it today, but it looks absolutely fascinating if that's your kind of cup of tea. But I just want to point out that I am absolutely melting. When I left the house this morning, I put on a t-shirt, a shirt, a hoodie and a jacket, because every single other time that we've been like driving on this scooter, I have been absolutely freezing. Now we're in the middle of the island, surrounded by buildings, and I'm absolutely melted. So I think it's time we need to head back towards the sea. Alright, just like that, here we are. So we've headed along to probably one of Gozo's most iconic sites. Even if you've never been here, you've probably seen what this place used to look like. And I say used to because about 6 years ago, it was basically a huge collapsing of an old bridge that was out at sea, and I'm explaining this terribly, so how about I just show you instead?
So this is what it looks like now.
Should explain, we're at a place called the Azure Window, just up in the northwest of the island, and it used to have this huge stone column that would rose out of the sea and basically form like a kind of bridge over onto the mainland. The craziest thing is we visited here about 6 years ago. I think it collapsed like maybe 1 or 2 years later, and when we were there was literally people walking on top of the stony bridge bit, which, when you saw how thin it was, like, I just can't believe that. I think it's crazy.
There's literally nothing left. I thought there might have been like a column coming out of the sea and it was just the actual top bit that collapsed.
But it's literally the entire part is just gone.
It's really sad to see, isn't it?
I don't know what I was expecting.
I know, me neither, because I mean obviously it's sunk, but it's sad. Such a beautiful sight.
And we found this lovely little sun trap just beside the Azure Window. So
very warm.
yeah, we just need to, there's a wee path that kind of like goes right past us, and we've already like scared a couple of people that were walking past, so we just need to like wait here and jump out on people.
We just need to talk louder.
Yeah.
We're like whispering in here.
I mean, the entire area, like completely around here, is just so hugely impressive. I mean, you've got like the cliffs, the towering cliffs over the sea on one side, and then you turn around, you've got the remnants of the collapsed window on the other side, and then just between the two, you've just got this crystal clear blue water that is like something out of a movie. It's just an incredible place. And I've just come up here to get some more photos and videos. Gemma's still down in that little bit, sunbathing. And a tour bus has just arrived, so everyone's coming up over here, peering over the edge and just seeing this sight.
Gemma, you gonna wait for the tour bus? There's about 50 people up here.
Yeah, I don't know, we just literally pulled into here and I thought there's a scooter, I'll park next to that. Maybe I'll move, otherwise we're going to end up covered in patterns for the ride home. Okay, that should be a bit better. So we've decided to round off the night by coming down to the cute little harbourside town of Xlendi, because we were here last time and we remember it is such a cute little place, and it kind of faces towards the west, so it should be a good spot for sunset.
I love the washing that's just like hanging over the cliff. It's just like, I don't know how they even get it there, like how do they hang it up? Also, I just love how much people toot here. I want to get involved at some point, but I mean, being from the UK, it's like the most awful thing you could ever do to somebody, the most awful thing that could ever happen to you. It's really, really beautiful. There's lots of nice restaurants on the seafront, and there's also ducks out there, so really cute. I think it'd be a nice place to come paddleboarding actually.
And I think we're going to be treated to a nice sunset view because the sun's going to sit
so.
just over the cliffs.
I think we want to be sitting at that end because that end's in the sun. Right now we're standing in the shade, so can you go that way?
Okay, maybe change of plans. We've literally just gone and spoken to someone about a menu. We're looking at it, and what did they say?
They're closed. They're not serving anymore.
I think just because
That
it's
is
in the
like
off season, they're only open for lunchtime basically. So he said the places that are open for dinner are the ones on the other side where you don't get to enjoy the view. I think we'll just relax, have a drink with sunset, and then we can figure out dinner later on.
Good thing we've got emergency stashes of food.
Okay, we still have some hummus. I'll just take the bag.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hummus and a sunset just to round the night off.
What a spot for a picnic, dude.
What a spot. This is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's not a bad way to round off the day, I don't think. I've absolutely loved Gozo, to be honest with you. It's
really
just
want
been
to come back,
so beautiful, and we've found our first bit of heat since actually coming to Malta in March. just because we're hiding in that little sun trap. You wouldn't believe how windy it actually gets here in March, and because of that it's not as warm as it looks.
Yeah.
But it's been lovely. I highly recommend it to anyone that's coming to Malta because you can do it so cheap. Yeah, it's been good fun.
It has. I've absolutely loved it. I'll be back.
Right, time for hummus because I'm starving. And so we made it onto the boat, guys. You'll be glad to hear. We're going to head back to the mainland of Malta now to go and get dinner, spend the rest of our €40 because I think we've got a little bit left compared to what we actually had planned.
Well, I hope so, otherwise we're going hungry.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you want to see more adventures next week, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you as part of our gang. If you enjoyed this video, give a big thumbs up. It just lets us know that we're doing the right thing. And as always, guys, we'll see you again in the next one.
See ya.